Alright, so I finished my second Japanese novel from Bookwalker. This novel is called Zoa Hunta. Now, this is a sort of science adventure, action adventure story. It's got a lot in common with superhero tales, um, and I'd even say, a little bit of mix of James Bond with some of the intrigue, the romance elements. So, Zoa Hunta, one of the major elements of this is the Zoa. Zoa is a plural form of Zune. Zune's an old Greek word that basically means beast. So in this story, humanity is on the verge of overpopulating and basically going down the tubes. I don't know, economic wise or just sickness wise. Who knows? But they want to solve the overpopulation problem. So one of the things they propose is that they turn humans into a brand new species. So they decide to implant this virus into humans. I believe the virus is called the Azazel gene, something like that. Anyways, the virus is going to alter human DNA and it'll turn them into extremophiles. Humans capable of living anywhere in the world, arid climates, under the ocean, near volcanoes, anything. They could live wherever they want. The problem is that the scientists didn't anticipate that this gene or virus that they inserted would end up altering even the trash DNA. So a lot of the so-called trash DNA that humans and other species have, it basically has no function. There is no reason for the DNA. At least, we haven't found out a reason for it. It's just DNA that just doesn't get used. In this case, that trash DNA becomes useful, and it alters the form of these creatures that they implant this virus into. So they start with a few chimpanzees, other animals, and they all turn into these bizarre creatures, hulking forms, and some of them look like dogs, but they're not quite. Just really grotesque beast, claws. They're monsters basically. Anyways, so as our story goes, somehow, and I won't spoil it for you, our main character here, Takeshi, who features on the cover, the male character, he decides to become a Zoa Hunta. So he's going to hunt all the Zune, all these Zoa, and he's accompanied by the other girl on the cover. That's Daria or Dahlia. She is an android that's going to help him out as well. And there's a lot of other characters in the cast. He has his nursemaid that lives with him as well, Misaki. There's some scientists involved. There's a lot going on in this story. There's romance, there's action, there's adventure, and there's a lot of twist towards the end of the story. So I think it is a very intriguing volume one. And I really think this is a story people in America would love, but unfortunately, it hasn't been translated. I don't believe there's any translations online. I would love if this got picked up. It does have some, annoying. Well, I wouldn't say even annoying scenes. There's not that many. There's nothing really annoying, but there's some mature scenes in here that I think would be difficult maybe to publish in stateside from certain publishers. But otherwise, I think this is a really good, opening book. It's cliche, but it's enjoyable. Again, if you like James Bond, if you like, action adventures, a little bit of science, yeah, I think it's intriguing. And it poses some philosophical questions towards the end. So that's all I have to say on Zoa Hunta. If you want to check this novel out, it's on Bookwalker. You can buy it even if you live in America, if you live stateside. Use whatever means you have to be able to read it. Machine translation, or if you know Japanese, then that'd be perfect. I would say this one was a little more challenging to read than the previous one. If you use machine translation, it's not going to go too well for you. Alright, so that's all I have to say on this. See you next time.